Hey, welcome to Paint and Make It Happen. My name is Michael Thompson, and I'm going to guide you through a quick little picture, and I believe you'll really enjoy this. It's a nice winter scene. Got all the tools that I need ready, and we'll put them up on the screen and let you see all the tools you'll need to follow along with us. So let's go ahead and get started. Into some of the phthalo blue with the big brush. Let's just pull this down here. I'm just pulling it. You can tap it, whatever you want. Tap, pull. I just kind of pull and tap. How's that? I believe that'd be good. Now, right up here in the top part of the canvas, we're going to put in some of this blue. Let's just go ahead and start with that. Just going to go all the way across the canvas with this right here. This phthalo's a nice cool color. There we go. Had hair on the canvas. It come off there though. It happens sometimes. And now I've got this canvas already prepared with some white medium on that, and if you don't know how to make this stuff, you can go to tvpainter.com and I have a tutorial to show you how to make it. Very simple. You just use white paint, some linseed oil, thin it down, make it real creamy. But if you want a hands-on approach to it, then we can go there and check it out. All right. I think something like that right there would be good. Now I'm going to put some yellow down here, so I have to be careful not to get that in my blue. So let's just work with it and see what we come up with. All right. I'm going to lay that brush down. And I'm going to grab a fan brush, and I'm going to grab some Indian yellow here. All right. And I'm going to go right down in here, and I'm just going to start doing this. Just make that nice and bright right there. Let's grab some more of that Indian yellow. Just load both sides. I'm flipping it over here, see? Just loading it up. I'm staying away from this blue right in here, so leaving a space between it because it'll turn a nice, pretty bright green if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to use that, and let's just let that go on down. Now it's mixing with the white underneath there, so it's getting a little brighter. You may, if you want it a little stronger, you just have to add the colors a little stronger onto that. All right, something like that. I'm going to wipe my brush out on paper towel here. You'll excuse me for a minute. Okay, now that we've got that, I'm going to take some of the white right here, both sides. I'm just going to kind of hit the top of that right there. Just go right over that. You don't want to get in that too strong right there. Have to kind of stay away from it. We can actually just put some clouds up in here. Look, see that? Just kind of put a cloud right there. You don't want to over-mix. Just go right to the edge of that and put that in there like that. See that? I'm just going to bring it. Now a lot of this will be covered up, what I see, and we won't worry too much about it. But that white is blocking it from turning a real pretty bright green. So this is what helps us, this white saving us. Plus wiping our brush out too. Now you can wash your brush if you want to, but I usually do that after I get through painting. Do most of my washing. All right, let's just kind of put a cloud right up in here. See that? Maybe there's a little one up here floating around. Got a little bit of that yellow in. As long as I don't hit any more of it, it shouldn't turn green, so it should be all right. We'll put one up here. Now remember, I think I see something I want to do. I want to get a little bit of this blue, and I just want to darken some of this right here just a little bit. See that? You can do those X's and remove a lot of brush strokes. It's very simple. So I kind of see a few brush strokes that I missed that I want to go back and and take care of. So this is a good way to do it. Remember, I was talking about a lot of this will be covered up, so or this side here will be a little more open than that. Just a few spots. You'll see whenever we get through where we're going with. See that? That hair off. Shedding today. All right. Yeah, sometimes you have to fight that stuff. Okay. I got a nice little blender brush going today. And it's going to be a hake brush, but I'm going to use it in just a moment. So let's go ahead and finish putting in some clouds and things. We'll just mash those old clouds in there. Just have all kinds of little things that connect. Pull that out. And there's some over in here. And I'm just doing circles with the fan brush, just doing all those little things. It's not hard at all. There's some floating around there. This is one of those nice skies where it's a nice pleasant day out, but it's starting to come down to a nice sunset right there. Now, let's wipe that brush out on a paper towel, get a lot of that color out. You can actually, I'm going to take my finger, well, let's take the knife. That's what we'll do. We'll put this old knife right here. Maybe there's the sun may be shining through back in here. See that? So we'll put a bright spot to represent the sun. See that? And we'll blend that out here in just a minute. Now, I got this old little hake brush here. It's a real soft blender brush. You can pick them up about anywhere. And I'm going to go into the brighter area. Don't never blend into the blue and try to go into the yellow. It'll turn green. So I'm going to go into this brighter color. It's easier to get off your brush, is what I've learned. Okay. See this? I'm just going to just blend this real soft. Not too much. Just like that. Just hit it a couple of times. See that? Maybe it comes up through here just a little bit. And just a little bit more paint on the canvas than what I thought. All right, wipe my brush out. Now this will not blend with that blue on the canvas and give us a nice pattern right there. Okay. Now, let's go right in here, start with this. And let's just blend this part first right here at the base. Okay. See there? Gives a nice soft, just baby soft. Look, it just made that little blue streak go away. That's what I was looking for. So oil paints are so forgiving. All right. Now I'm gonna go to just the top fluffy edge right there, and I'm just doing little circles. If you'll look, I'm just doing little circles is all that I'm doing. See that? Looky there. And you can gently, before we go up into the blue, just kind of give it you can fluff it up. And this brush is so soft. Now the only way that this thing will not perform right is if you have too much paint in it. So keep the paint wiped out of it. And if you have thick paint, it's hard to work with. So let's see here. Just gonna maybe some of this right in here. And just in case we keep some of it, we need some to work with right there. Just blending. Now that's soft as cotton, what I'm looking at right here. Now, what I want to do next is start blending up in these areas right here. So I'm going to just start right here on this side. Looks like a good enough start spot. Don't over blend. You want to be able to see some of that sky through there. Just go right in there and just kind of wind it up. Now this brush, if you have a heavy brush stroke, a lot of my students say they can't do it with the bigger brush because they have a heavy brush stroke, but this one will let you do it pretty easy because it's so soft. The bristles are just so soft. It's like a little baby puppy. Just soft. Maybe it's going around like that. get these little things that pull up there, and you can just take these and pull them this way, and you can get rid of those little stringy things. But you got to keep your brush wiped on a paper towel. So you just pull them to the side. Now this one's real hard, but look how soft it pushed this one back. So I'm going to take this one and do the same thing. You're just smudging the paint into that background blue color. It's all wet. This is all wet paint. Just grab this one. See what happens here. Got a little thing happening. This one little cloud. I'm thinking about putting some bunch of trees right here. So this is just practice. And maybe these need something. See that? You get a little blue on top of that. Look, you tap a little bit of that. Maybe there's a few little clouds right in there, picking up some of that shadow color. See that? You don't want to pull that through there with all that blue on the brush. It'll really leave blue streaks right in there, so stay away from that area. Alright, we can go up here. Maybe there's some little, what's left on the brush, look, it's making little soft, puffy clouds right through there. See that? Little wispy cloud. Very soft. Just brighten it up. Give some accent colors and things like that happen. And here, comes on up to the top of the canvas. Look at that. You can just paint clouds with this thing if you like. Just paint all kinds of background stuff with it. And you can do, I'm sure you could probably learn to do the entire painting with it if you wanted to. The next step I'm going to do is put in some background trees. So I'm going to use a little fan brush. I've got a size, it don't matter if you got size 6 or 2 or 3. I think this one's a 2. So I'm going to go into this, some of the blue, some of the phthalo blue. Alright, let's grab some of that. Now I need a little bit of this white added to it so it's not so strong. Alright, a little bit more. We want it to be farther away, so it's got to be lighter in value if it's farther away. Alright, I think something like that. Let's see here, a little bit more. It's not there yet. There we go. Alright, let's just go right over in here. I'm just tapping straight up and down. Can you see that? Just straight up and down. Let me step to the side here so you can see. See, I just loaded one time and look how far across the canvas that goes. Just goes a long way across through there. See that? And I can just bring that right over there if I want to. Let's just stop because there's going to be some trees right in there. I'm worried about focusing on this part right up in here, the treetops and things like that. So I don't want them to be just flat. See how it drops down? I want to concentrate on all this other stuff right in here. I think that looks nice like that right there. Now, just for fun, I'm going to go into some of the darker blue right here. Just some of the, and add some of the more phthalo back to it. Make it a little darker. And maybe there's some shaded trees over in here, just in case we see some that's going to be shining through. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. See that? Let me turn my hand that way, maybe you can see it there. These come up a little bit farther. See that? Just like so. Alright, I've got a filbert brush right here. Let's go ahead and go into this snow since it's clean. I got them others dirty right there. I want this snow to go right in there. So just find a spot right here, and I believe right there is just as good as any. Now you can use a big brush, a small brush, whatever you got. I'm thinking that right there looks pretty good. See that? Now this is the brighter part out in here. If you want to, you can add just a little bit of that blue to it just to give it a little shadow so it'll stand out a little better. See that? You can make these as tall as you want, just different things like that. Let's get down here so we can see what we're doing. There we go. Goes right on off through there like that. Alright, let's just bring that on down. Right through here like this. Put this in so it'll be easier when I put my trees and things in, I can see what I'm doing. See that? Alright. Now then, let's go ahead and tap in some trees right up here. I'm going to grab some of the brown. Now I've got a little bit of blue in this brush, so it'll help it. A little bit of black. And I'm just tapping. As you can see, I'm just tapping straight down on this 2-inch brush. See that? Grab a little bit of the white over here. I'm just going to tap a little bit of that in right there. Bring it over here. See that? Now maybe there is some trees growing right out in here. Maybe right out here there's these are farther away. See that? Alright, now let's go back into the dark. We got some distant trees growing right there. It's all about fun right here. Having fun is tapping and just loading the brush. A little bit more black in here. Let's try a little more. Something like that, I believe. Alright. Now let's say right in here. Yeah, we'll start. Now this pulls that right in front of that tree. See there? Look at there. And we can tap him right on out. But that blue kind of gives him some depth automatically when we put it right in front of it. So if we lose all that, that's okay too. Now these are winter time, so these old trees have, what's left of the leaves have turned brown. And just all kinds of little things like that. So, let's see here. Let's go up to, while we've got this going, let's just go right up in here and lay in some trees. Maybe there's some little ones down in here. So you can see some of the tree trunks, but this one's going to go all the way up there. And get a little more black, a little more brown. We'll just put him in right there. He's got all kinds of leaves that has not fell off yet. We'll put some highlights on to make him feel better. And we got that blue underneath to make it look good. See there? Just like that. Let's grab a little black. Maybe there's a bush growing right in there. See that? Right on top of the snow, and it just disappeared. Look at there. Just like so. Let's go over here to this side. You don't want to leave the other side out. Show you how I'm loading that. I might be swinging around so you can't see it. Let me get this right here. Right over here. Let's go right up here. See that? So it's covering up a lot of this. You're going to see a little bit of that stuff right there. So let's just do it. We'll put the colors in there and let them happen. We paint and make it happen here. You box that in and just make a nice little enclosure for your painting. And it looks like it just goes right around through there. See? That easy. No problem at all. Okay. Now I've got this other brush here. I'm going to go into some of the titanium white. 1-inch brush going. And I'm going to dip it into the linseed oil just to thin this white paint down. Let's see here. I'll get it just a little thinner than the other paint. Okay, now this is going to pick up some of that other color underneath, so we have to just touch lightly. Let's go right over in here. Touch this one. Let's see here. Need a little more paint on my brush. Make sure you get enough paint. Let's go right up in here and just touch. We don't want a lot. And what we can do with some of these, while I'm thinking about it, is I want to go with the liner brush. Just draw in some tree trunks. See there? Just draw in some lines here for a few limbs coming. And not all these will show through, but some of them will. It'll help out. See that? I'm just using some white paint, or you can mix it with the brown, whatever you like. I'm just pulling that through there. See that? All right, let's put one. Maybe there's one. Get one right there. And there's a few of them growing right in there. Look. See them? Put them all over the place. Looks like my paint's sliding down the canvas. Look at there. See that? We'll put a few in right here. We don't want to leave these little bushes out. Alright. Wipe him off. We'll get him later. Alright, go back to the palette with the 1-inch brush and let's just highlight some of it. It's got all kinds of real pretty little colors. Just turn your brush. See that? Got all kinds of little things. Let's grab a little more linseed oil. Sometimes you have to get a little more than you normally do, so this helps. Alright. Right out in here. There's some right there. Look. Just touch the can. Comes right off. You want to leave some of that under. You just want to put a little snow on them. I think trying to get too much on will blend too much with the brown on the canvas, so I find it easier to just put light snow on it. Kinds of little things happening. Let's get that going. Right over in here, there's some snow coming down through there. Just hanging off these limbs. I think it looked like that. I kind of turned it a little sideways so I can see that. But all them little snow bushes coming down through there. See them? Here's one. You got snow on him. You can put a little highlight on that if you want to. We'll put some of this on, then we'll go back and add a little blue to it and make little shadows. Let's go ahead and get our highlights on first. Some of the lighter colors. So just put a little bit of lights coming through there like that. And we'll go back and touch some of this and the lights playing through there and making all kinds of little things go on. Hidden stuff down there. Look at that. Isn't that nice? It just makes all kinds of little things happen. Get this right here. Let's go over here. See that? You can put it come on there a little thick, so we'll just play with all of these colors right here. See that? I tap my brush, getting a little bit more of that brown in it than I wanted, so. Right here. Some of that color. Just let all that happen. Let's grab a little bit of that light right there. Now then, I've got a lot of that highlight on that, I'm going to add some of the blue to my color. Let's make a light blue. Grab a little bit more of the... I'm just mixing it with a brush right now. So let's go right in here and put some... Maybe there's some highlight snow or some shadow snow. See that? Not all of it will pick up. Go right in here. Not all of it will pick up that color. We'll tap it right at the base. Put a few little blues in there and just working him around. A lot of this is shadow. It's on the other side of the tree, so we have to think about the way the light's going through there. So there would be shadow. You don't have your shadow color, and it just kind of breaks up some of the white. You know, adds a little color to it, makes it real pretty. Look right there. I'm gonna grab some more of the just a darker blue. Maybe there's just some darker spots right in there, just like that. Over here's a few. We may put an old house in here. Okay, now then, I think that let's just use this old paper towel here. Wipe out most of that. I think that I'm going to put a little tree right over here. All right, I've got my. This one's got a little blue in it, so I'm gonna grab some of the black and some of the brown. All right, and let's just put him in. Maybe a little bit of the blue and yellow. Add to it. Add a little green to the tinge to that brown. That looks like good. So we'll add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just give him a little different color. Right in here. Let's just say right here. See that? All right. Now let's just hold my hand that way. I'm just tapping left to right. He's out there with the want some sunshine there. Looks like he got a good shot of the sunshine too. There. Maybe there's another one over here. Maybe there's one right in there. Get some more of that black and brown. You can make it a little darker so you can see it. He's hiding in there. That's what we want him to do, is hide in there. Yeah. We'll put some little bit of highlights on him with it. Here in just a second. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Right here, just touch. Maybe on this side he's getting more light than the other, so I'm going to touch that side. Reload. This one's getting just a little bit up here. Just those little details help break up the monotony of it. So we got all that going. So right here, let's pull some of that across. Once we've got this brush going. See that? Picks up that shadow automatically. It looks like it's hiding behind something right there. All right. I'm thinking about having a stream and stuff down through here, but right now we need to put in a little house, so I'm going to go ahead and put in just a little bitty house. Let's see here. Grab this now. And let's say, grab a little bit of this black, and I'm going to work right here. A bit of black, a little bit of brown. Pull that out there. Now, you can draw this with a pencil if you want to start with, but let's just say the house comes right here. See that? Just putting in like a roof line. And I want it to be kind of upwards, so think about that. Something like that. There we go. Little house there. I'm scraping off a lot of that excess paint right there, so you can see where I'm painting at. Now, this is just a general scratch in or sketch or whatever you want. I'm just sketching with this knife right here, so you can do it any way you want. Like I said, you can put this in here with a pencil, draw it in, then come back and paint it in with a brush if you like. But this way, I like that rugged feel that this thing gives. So let's go ahead and get some of that brown, more of that brown right there, and let's just go into this right here. I'm gonna start right there, and I'm just gonna touch. See that? Just gonna fill all this in there, just letting it pull off the edge of the knife. And it's got brown and black mixed together. You notice I didn't over mix these colors. I just put them on there. See that? And some of that brown, I let show through that, just some of that other brown that was on there. See that? And you can go across through there any way you want. Now this side we want to be even darker than that side, because this side's even farther away. I'm going to add a little more black to it. See that? But you could leave it like that. You don't even have to put hardly any highlight color over it. Right there. See that? That's pretty simple. A little technique that I find that it really works well. See that? Something like that. You can make it as tall as you like, or as small as you like, whatever. It's just I'm making him a little taller right now if you're wondering what I'm doing. Just kind of pulling this edge down just a little bit. See that? I think something like that looks pretty good. Wipe my knife off. Now, grab a little bit of the white, a little bit of the brown, some of the burnt sienna, and some of the white. Find me a clean spot there. And I'm going to go right here and just tap in some highlights. See that? I'm just going over that, just touching. I'm not really trying to overwork it. I want that marble look to be in there. So, one thing I like to do though is take a little bit of this dark on the small edge of the knife and just go right in here and put like a little edge, a little dark edge right there, a little Eve, I guess I could say. I'm just going right down through here, paint a little edge on it like that. All right. Go back and get some of the highlight, just to break up some of that dark. Seems like it always gets darker up in this right here. Up in there. Some of the smallest things make the biggest difference on these paintings. All right, now grab a little bit more of the brown and add into it to make a darker side, so this side will look more 3D as we want this side. See how I added a little more brown? And all you got to do is touch. See that? You can touch and pull, and if you keep touching and pulling, it just adds all kinds of little things to it right there. Oh, it's too dark. Get some of that off there. All right. Grab some of that. Some of this white. All right. We're getting it now. We're moving right along. See that? It just gets darker and darker back to there. All right. Now Now using the small edge of the knife, I'm just going to cut a window in right here. Maybe one right here. Okay. So let's use a little bit of that black. Maybe no one lives in this little place here, so, or they're not at home. The lights are off. So I'm going to use just a little bit of the white, cut it on the top edge. I'm going to go right here and just cut in a window frame. See that? And you don't have to make your lines connect, just emphasis that there's something there, okay? All right. Right here, turn the small edge like this. And let's just move. Don't want to make it that crooked, so I had to straighten him up. See there? There we go. Just like so. Maybe there's a little bit of, I added a little blue to it this time. Maybe I'll add a little bit on this one too. It would be kind of, let's just change it up a little bit. Let's change it up. Maybe this old place has seen better days. All right, wipe the knife off on the good paper towel. Let's go with that. Give me some clean white right there. And let's see. A little bit of blue. I'm going to grab that and I'm just going to put a little edge right here. And that right there. Just like so. Okay. Now let's grab a little bit more of the blue. This is the shadow side, so I'm grabbing a little bit more of this blue in here. So a little more shadow. Okay, right here. Just grab this, pull it down like that. See there? Alright, let's mix it in. Not gonna hurt it to get a little dingy in it. Just go right there and connect it. See how I'm just pulling that right through there? Wipe that off. You can go right in here and just kind of touch the back of that if you want to. Just bring that right down to there. Put a knife on. See that? Just that simple. And the knife just makes these natural things. It's just hard to duplicate anywhere else. Can't duplicate it any way else. See that? I think that looks good and rugged. Snow's come off of there. All right. We need to put a stream in here, don't we? How about using the old, what about the 2-inch brush, since it's got the dark on? Oh, well, we could use the fan. I'm gonna grab a lot of this brown. So, you know, usually we do blues and stuff, but this time we're gonna do it a different way. So let's go ahead in here, and I say that thing's coming beside the cabin right there, don't you? See that? It's coming right down through there. Look at there. Oh, you say, man, you just ruined it. You put a big brown streak in there. But you know, water in the creek don't always look blue. It looks like the bottom of the ground. It's brown, brownish black. It looks black, you know, if you look at a creek in the wintertime. See that? Just grab a little bit of the black to put in there. Look, see that? Look at there. Man, you've done messed it up. Not really. You'll see. We'll take care of it here in a second. We'll give him a whole new appearance. Look at there. See that? And we may even put some more trees right there. Give it even better look. Now, let's grab maybe this little 1-inch brush that's got some blue in it. I'm going to grab some of this white. And I'm just going to pull down. See that? Let's just pull down like this right here. Look at that. See that? And you can grab some of the colors in the sky if you want to. Maybe a little bit of this yellow. Give it a little bit of the yellow in there. Maybe it's picking up some of that sunset. See that? Say, man, that man's lost his mind now. I may have, but we'll fix it somehow. I'm just kidding. All right. Let me use my 2-inch brush. I'm going to tap out some of the color. Like I said, if you get too much color in your brush, just simply wash it. But I'm used to painting with these like this. Okay, watch. Just gently go across like this. Look at that. See that? I'm staying inside that little circle. And I'll be putting some snow right in there around it, so let's not worry about it too much. Look at that. And instantly you have, looks like it's laying flat now. You have a nice shimmer. Okay, I'm gonna grab that brush, that big fan brush that had the white on it. From the sky, it had a little bit of the yellow in it, but it's all white now. I'm just gonna go right here and let's see here. What about just painting some of this? Let's add a little blue to it. I won't hurt anything. Look, right there, like this. See that? We're already put that down there. Add a little shadow. It's got to have them shadows in it. So this would be a darker area where the trees are holding it down. See that? Look at there. Just go right up to the edge of that. Wipe my fan brush off. Look at there. See that? You just go right up to the edge of it. If it picks up some of that brown, that's okay. Because then maybe there's some dirt showing through there. It's fine. This looks more natural. See there? Now what we can do with this big old house right here is I like to bring a little bit of the, maybe there's some bushes coming right down on top of here. See that? Going right over the back of it. Look at there. See that? Some old bushes. We'll hide the back corner. Sometimes you don't have to have the whole building showing. It's just like it's growed up. It would be growed up in there. All we got to do is take that brush we was doing the highlights with and just put a few highlights on it. See that? Tap them in. Just like that. See that? Don't kill all your darks though. Alright, let me get back to my fan brush here. Just go right to the bottom of it. Pull it. Now, let's grab a little bit of this. A little blue and in the white. And we're fixing this little building right here. Look at there. We'll go right over here. Right to the edge of that water and just kind of pull that. See that? Clean them brush strokes right out. Just that simple. Yeah. Go right down through here if you want to, and I'd like to scrub it sometimes. Look. See that? Get that old technique in there. Just go right down through there and scrub that in. Okay. moving right along. Maybe there's some little frozen bushes right over here. I'm just pushing up, loaded a little bit of the blue in that brush. Notice how it's a little darker than that one, so I want it to stand out. There's four. There's a little bit more down in here. See that? We'll put some rocks and stuff in there here in a second. I'll show you. Just kind of getting ahead of myself, I guess, but sometimes it's fun to do that. Let's lay that down. All right. A few stones and things. I'm going to take my filbert brush. Just load it with dark on one side, light on the other side. Right in here, there's some stones in there. Look, all kinds of little rocks. By double loading it, you put the light on the top, see it? So, dark on one side, snow on the other side. Come in there, you just do that. Just kind of give it a little twirl. You can put these stones all up through there. Let's get a little bit more of that black so that it shows up better. We go in here and put all kinds of little. Maybe there's a big stone. You can group them up. Now remember, don't just separate them like I'm kind of doing now. I'm going back grouping some together because they lay together a lot of the time in the streams. They're not separated like that. That's my doing. Got a little bit more of that black on there. It's picking up better. Put all kinds of little stones in there. Now, let's lay that down and get the palette knife out. And I'm just going to push up some, well, let's do the, I'm just going to pull down on it here. And let's go in here and put some water line in. Maybe there's some frozen ice sickles and stuff right in there. See that? Just lay them in there. Get right over in here. Cut in some individual water lines underneath those rocks. Let's do the small ledge of this. A little bit of this light blue. Look, you can go right here and just cut them in. See it? The more you put, the more you got to do. Of course, just cut them in like that, but keep them level. Keep them level. That's kind of the trick to it. Right in there, I just set some down in the mud, in the water. Right in the water. Mud, water, whatever. Grab a little bit more of this. Take some of this. Okay, right there. Just look where you want to put them and put them right underneath those rocks. See that? And it just instantly gives your rocks like they're laying flat. We'll go right up in here and just kind of. You put in a little water. Maybe the current's coming down through there a little bit. Just make it look like make it look like a little action happening around those rocks. Look at that. See there? Just pulling that through there. It looks like there's a current going through there. See that? Just let it. Indication of some water flow through there. See? Just that simple. All right. Maybe I'm going to put just a bit of something. Okay. Now, where is my colors? Get the old big brush out. We about got this thing wrapped up. Let's go right here and put a little push. Now notice I'm just using a little bit of paint in the brush. See that? It's standing up there, right in front of our little creek. See that? By not putting so much paint on there, it's easier to cover up whenever you put your highlight on. So I'm going to grab some of this highlight here. Let's see. Let's grab this brush. I got no brush here I used to put the white on with. Let's just grab him out of there, out of the arsenal. I normally don't paint with this one, but I'm kind of paint myself in a corner on brushes right now. Pull it right across and just push up. See that? Add a little blue to that. Gotta have a little blue. Remember, this is in the evening time, so it would pick up a lot of that blue. Look at that pretty color. See that? Ain't that nice? We'll lay that brush down. It did a wonderful job. And let's go with the old fan brush. Just come right underneath here. See that? He's just sitting right there under there. See that? Maybe there's some old bushes or a little grass, frozen grass right in there. Grab some more blue. I'm gonna go back down here where I was at. Finish this up. Maybe there's another little tree right in there. Let's say he's about right here. Yeah, I think right there looks good. He's leaning a little bit. That's good. Not all the trees stand up straight. Put a little dark down in here, so it'll help bring all that closer. See that? Just that simple. Get a little bit of the other on the other brush and just put some highlights on it. See there? Now one of my favorite things to do is grab a knife, get a little bit of that dark, and let's just put some old twigs standing up here. See that? Look at there. Oh, they would be one in front of the tree too. Can't make it look like that without having a few sticks and twigs. Here's some standing. I'll tell you what, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and just put a little fence post right here. Got some brown and black. We'll just put a little fence post right in there. That. This just goes right on over through there. Bring it on down in the snow there. A little bit too much up into there. Alright, got little highlights. A little bit of snow on this thing. Here, we'll just cut off the bottom. There. Just like that. Now, let's see here. Put a few little highlights up here. Put some around the little things. I'm just using the corner right there to bring all that up together. Okay, it's got a nice warm feel to it. I think that's pretty good. How about we put a little, I don't know what we could put in there. Let me grab my filbert brush for this. Let's grab a filbert brush, some of the black, a little bit of that brown, a little blue. And let's go load it up good and let's just paint like a birch tree right in here. How's that sound? Does that sound good, yeah? He's coming. He's crooked, he comes down through there like that. But see that? Nice. Okay. Get some more of that color. Put in there. This is just to start with the color. And you may think he needs another one right here. Just like we did in some of our previous ones. You gotta have another one with it. See that? Make it look nice. Okay, that one's kind of straight, the other one's kind of crooked, so maybe there's one growing right there. Beside it. Okay, he goes off the canvas too. Now, grab the knife. And you can go back and just kind of touch up any of the imperfections that other one made. Okay, we got that going. All right, wipe that off. Everything looks pretty good on that one. Let's grab some of the blue and white. And it's got some of that black in it. Just make a grayish blue color. It's not going to hurt anything. The light's coming from this side over here. So I'm going to have to go from this side. See that? Just kind of pull it through there. Turn it around. Hope you can see that without my arm being in the way. Alright, reload. I'm going right over here on this tree. Pull that like so. Not that bad, is it? Now, let's do the shadow side. Let's grab some of that phthalo blue and make it a darker blue color. Oops, sorry about that. Not one of those sounds you want to hear, is it? Alright. Go right here and just kind of pull across. Work our way up. Just keep it moving. Still got some paint on there, so I'm going to go down this side over here and just add it on there. See that? Let it pick up some of that brown underneath too. Don't try to destroy your underneath colors because they reward you richly for little things that it mixes with underneath. Whenever you get those colors going. See that? Over here at this little tree. I'm going to add a highlight. You can do it backwards. See, I did that one backwards, and when I was doing the other, I'm going to put that on there like that. Now, we got it all started. I'm about to wrap this thing up. Let's grab some liner brush and let's just add some limbs to this. Alright, right up in here. There's an old limb growing out. A couple of limbs. Well, more than a couple. You get the idea. Alright. I'm going to jiggle it, see how that just makes that old nice look to it. Let it pick up that color underneath. Not all the limbs have to be just completely dark. You want them lights coming over through there. So you want them to do different things. You want them to look different ways too. Throw one long straight one in there. There we go. Put a few on this one. Get him going. Let me turn my hand around. I hope that I'm not blocking. There's a few right there. Sometimes it's a weird angle to get these so you can see good. Hard place to get the view set up where you can see good. And this one would have a couple of limbs on it. Alright, I believe you can see that. Then you can go back and put a little snow on them if you want to. Or if you want to, you can dip into that and go into some of this lighter or add white to that brush, just let it pick up that, and watch this. You can go right here and create a lighter color of a branch. Maybe we'll add one right there. Let's go right here. It just makes one lighter color branch. Just that simple. Now then, let's see here. What else have we got? Oh yeah, we got to fix the foot of that tree. So let's just pull some of this out with a fan brush that had that on. I'll tell you what, since let's put a little shadow going that way right there. See that? Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe there's just a little shadow. Look at there. See that? Of course this will be hid. And push up. It's got some of that blue in the bristles. And look at there. Push them old bristles up right there. There we go. Something like that. And you have a nice little scene if you like little winter scenes. Nice little winter scene. Grab some of that. There's a little hill. And let's grab a little bit more of that white. We'll put a little. Maybe there's some light shining right through there to brighten that little fella up. See there? There we go. Make it look like there's a little pile of snow right there. There we go. I like that a little bit better. Now we kind of clipped the top of her tree, but that's an easy fix. See, sometimes I like making these little incidents where you can fix this stuff. Watch. Go right here. And he's right back. And if you want to make him a little taller like I did, he might need a little bit more of some bristles to him. So I'm going to add a little bristle right here. Look, just push that up. There he is. Let's do this. Break that little bit up right there. Then get my knife. Few little twigs and stuff sticking up in there. That looks wonderful. I think that'll do it. I think we'll sign it. And we'll be completed with another one today. Circling this paint around, thinning it down, putting it in there. Let's go right over here. I did see something right there. What was this little fella? Figure it out here. Let's just pull that out right there. Pull it. Put some shadows right there. Bring him in there. All right. John Thompson. You have a longer name, it takes a little longer to sign, so if you got a shorter name, you're way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. Oops. We'll fix that edge right there. There we go. Just something like that. Stayed with us on this one. I hope you painted along. I hope you try this picture right here. It's a real nice little painting. And maybe it'll warm your day and when you're having cold weather around, okay? Until next time, my name is Michael Thompson. Remember, paint and make it happen.